What happens when a former president takes the stand? When history, power, and controversy collide in one room? This week, Bill Clinton testified before lawmakers in connection with investigations linked to Jeffrey Epstein. And instantly, the headlines reignited old questions. But here's the deeper one. When powerful people are questioned, what does God expect? Stay with me, because Torah, Gospel, and Quran all speak clearly about power and truth. Here's what's being reported. According to a BC News live coverage, former President Bill Clinton testified before members of Congress in connection with the broader Epstein investigations. Lawmakers asked questions about past associations. The testimony revives long-running political and ethical controversy. Supporters argue cooperation with investigations shows transparency. Critics argue deeper accountability is needed. The public reaction is intense. Social media lights up. Cable news debates begin. Old wounds reopen. And the tension is clear. When someone holds enormous power, how high should the standard be? Faith has never been silent about that question. The Torah addresses leadership directly. Leviticus 19:15 says, "Do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor fairly." And Deuteronomy 16:20 declares, "Justice, Jews shall pursue." Judaism does not carve out exceptions for status. No favoritism for the powerful. No shortcuts for the famous. From this lens, testimony and investigation are not attacks. They are expressions of justice. And justice must be even-handed. Jesus speaks directly about responsibility tied to influence. Luke 12:48 says, "From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked." And Proverbs 11:3 reminds, "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity." Christian thought emphasizes integrity. The greater the platform, the heavier the moral weight. From this perspective, leadership is not privilege. It is burden. And accountability is not humiliation. It is purification. In Islam, leadership is described as a trust and a manna. Quran 4:58 says, "Indeed, Allah commands you to render trusts to whom they are due, and when you judge between people, to judge with justice." And a hadith recorded in Sahih Muslim states, "Each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for his flock." Power is not ownership. It is entrusted responsibility. From this lens, scrutiny is not persecution. It is stewardship, because every shepherd must answer for the flock. Judaism says, "Do not show favoritism to the great." Christianity says, "Much given means much required." Islam says, "Leadership is a trust that demands justice." 3 traditions. 1 shared standard. Power does not shield a person from accountability. It increases it. And this is where the moment becomes bigger than one name. It becomes about culture. About whether truth matters more than loyalty. About whether justice applies evenly. Because if justice bends for influence, trust collapses. Faith insists, it must be. Here is the deeper lesson. God is not impressed by titles. Scripture is consistent. Character matters. Integrity matters. Truth matters. When leaders testify, faith is not looking for spectacle. It is looking for honesty, for transparency, for courage. This moment is not about political teams. It is about moral standards. And here is the repeatable call to thought. Power requires accountability. If this made you reflect, share it. If it challenged you, comment thoughtfully. Because in the end, justice is not partisan. It is sacred. And faith reminds us, no one stands above it.